Hey guys, and welcome back to Deku Tarot and to your weekly tarot reading and astrology for April 27th through May 2nd of 2020. Last week of April, we're in Taurus season. I have my George Costanza candle here, my Lamb of God Costanza here that I got for my birthday. 2020, it was supposed to be the summer of George. So I put that up here just for the astrology half. I'll probably take it away when we get into the readings just because I don't want to waste any bit of this. I love this. And I did get it for my birthday this past week. So happy birthday to all Tauruses celebrating as well. Let's get into your astrology here. If you haven't, do make sure to subscribe. Do make sure to share the videos if you enjoyed it. And check out your readings for your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus. If you want to book a private reading, all my info is below. And I am taking 20% off during this pandemic time. And I'll talk a little bit about the astrology analysis through Truly Divine and how you can get 30% off at the end, okay? So let's get into this here with the astrology, all right? Monday, April 27th, we're starting off the week with the moon in Cancer. You also have Mercury moving into Taurus, which is pretty big here. So that's going to bring about a lot more prudent, methodical, practical thinking and execution. We're going to be a lot more tenacious, unlikely to change our mind and where we're directing our energy at this time. We're going to be taking our time to establish conclusions and judgments with Mercury in Taurus because it does bring up this more dogmaticism, this slow, silent processes that are going to be a lot more common in terms of making a decision, changing direction, in terms of, again, where we're directing our energy in general here. So judgments formed during this time will probably end up sticking and not changing. On Tuesday, April 28th, we have a couple of things here, mostly small stuff until Wednesday. Sun in Taurus sextiling the moon in Cancer, bringing up equality and ability to deal well with all. We're going to be feeling at home and looking towards friends and family for any support or help at this time. We also have Mercury in Taurus squaring Saturn in Aquarius, bringing up some more quarrelsome, greedy, and suspicious energies. Wednesday, April 29th, which is going to be pretty big here, we do have Saturn retrograding beginning on Capricorn. I feel like I said that super weird. Saturn retrograde begins on Capricorn. All right. I feel like you can't say it right anyway. Anyways, delays resulting in your long-term plans. Fear of failure might come up here, and this more self-deprecation, provoking a lot of self-punishment. So watch out for that while Saturn's retrograding in Capricorn at this time. I'm not sure exactly when that ends. For some reason, I didn't write it down. I do apologize. So let's move on now here. We also have the moon in Cancer on that same day, opposite Pluto in Capricorn, bringing up more one-sided views of emotions, feeling dejected, and having more addictions to pleasure and self-indulgence as a reaction. We also have the moon in Leo opposite Saturn and Aquarius on this day, bringing again this dissatisfied, introverted, more depressed, and low energy due to perceived restrictions here. So Wednesday could be a little bit Thursday, April 30th, we have the moon in Leo squaring Mercury in Taurus here, so spiritual gifts are going to be in focus here, and we're going to be less superficial and hasty. We also have the moon in Leo squaring Uranus in Taurus, which is going to bring up eccentric, headstrong, capricious, intense energy here. Could also bring up some derailments of relationships, so watch out for that. We also have Mercury in Taurus conjuncting Uranus in Taurus, so both of them being in Taurus, it's going to make us more progressive, unconventional, creative, inventive, and intuitive here. It's going to bring up this more adaptability and agile mindset, which is interesting for all this Taurus energy, but Uranus and Taurus really brings in that opposite again, adaptable, non-traditional energy. So we're going to be ignoring the traditional here. And that's pretty much all the big stuff going on this week in terms of astrology. So from here forward, we're going to be talking the tarot for the week, all right? Okay, Capricorns, all right. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We're using the Aquarian Tarot here, and we're going to look at your week ahead, April 27th through May 2nd for my Capricorns. Let's look at what's coming up for you. All right, Capricorns. Ooh, we will take that. Yes, we will. All right, let's see. I hope you guys are doing well. Let me know what you guys have been doing to keep busy during quarantine. What have you been watching? We just finished this wonderful series, incredible series called Hunters on Amazon Prime. That was really good, if not quite traumatizing and upsetting at parts for sure. All right, one last one. Or actually, let's do two more. Let's get love. Okay. This is an interesting week. I have to say, there is a sense of aloneness here for some of you a little bit, and that's okay. It's kind of a weird week in those ways. If you listen to the astrology half of the reading where I talked in the beginning, then you won't be surprised to see some of these cards. King of Rods, though, is your general theme for the week, which is pretty good. He's on top of things. He's in a more leadership, more passionate, empowered position. He's not afraid to state his mind, to show people what's what, to be more of a leader. So in this respect, you could be very much a leader this week, or taking on more leadership roles, taking a more kingly role in your day-to-day life, taking control of things, telling people again what's what, directing. There's a real sense of taking power, taking authority, and doing something with your energy this week here, which I really, really like. After that here for the emotional, we have the Queen of Swords and Judgment. Let me put it in this order here. Queen of Swords and Judgment. And the Queen of Swords is not my most emotional card, that's for sure, in terms of emotion. So we could, again, like I was saying, be feeling a little bit more detached in some respect. A little bit more, what is the word? I don't know. It's like very one-sided in your emotions, very quiet. I don't know. It's like you guys can't really put a word or anything to how you're feeling right now. Judgment is coming up and saying there is a major change, and you are trying to look maybe even less at the emotional, less getting involved in the emotional. You might be feeling a little bit down, dissatisfied, frustrated, or just a little bit more cold in terms of our emotions, seeing things in more black and white and cold energies here. We're not getting overly emotional, but we're not really being kindly emotional, if that makes sense. Not being very soft with our emotions. We're being kind of more harsh, more, again, one-sided. This is how I see things. This is how it's going to be. I understand that this is how we're looking at this. I understand that this is how you see it, but change is here. It is time to be practical and come at this from a more mental place rather than emotional. So we're coming at our feelings. How you guys are feeling this week is that we want to make some changes, but we want to be practical, intelligent about it. We want to make them with our head and not our heart and not our emotions. So that's really how you're feeling, which is interesting for emotional because it doesn't feel overly emotional. But Judgment does ask us to change in how we deal with them, how we structure them, how we're dealing with it. And there's not a lot of emotion there. So again, I feel be careful in terms of shutting off your emotions to a destructive degree, if you know what I mean, okay? Because again, it feels very deprecating. I don't know, like I said, I think with the astrology, it was very self-deprecating energy there in some aspects. So don't beat yourself up for certain things in your life this week, and don't feel like you have to be really harsh on yourself to bring about change. 10 of Pentacles is actually your career card, which is beautiful. I mean, that's abundant, that's security, that's, I don't know, for some of you, working from home is working out very well. You could also be finding a lot of security and stability in a job situation where you're feeling very at home, feeling very protected, very cared for. Money could be coming in, or again, you could be getting a lot of support from people around you, your family, your friends. And if you do need help this week, I recommend asking them. I recommend reaching out. They could help you here, especially even in terms of career. But career is a very solid, stable situation when you get the 10 of Pentacles. It feels like either we're closing out some really big chapters in terms of, finally getting to that place of abundance, finally getting to a place of security and knowing what we want, what we want our work life, home life to really look like, really our material life here. So 10 of Pentacles is really focusing on that material, but in a positive way, in almost a familial way. Also, 10 of Pentacles does bring up that ancestral kind of energy here where it's, it's generational. So you could be even experiencing some generational wealth, in terms of getting money from family, from maybe someone left you some money at some point, something like that. But 10 of Pentacles does show you having a lot of abundance, a lot of wealth, and having a lot of security in terms of work. So there's not too much to worry about there. Stay at home, work from home. Sorry about that, guys. There's a strange beep going on here. Anyways, it's Four of Cups here is your relationships. So we could be feeling very dissatisfied, especially in how we're emotionally connecting this week. Four of Cups shows dissatisfaction, frustration, and also an inability to really move past that, to do anything about it. We could be expecting or waiting for somebody else to come in and, offer us love. For those of you that are very single, or waiting for an apology from a partner, from a boyfriend, girlfriend, marriage partner, whatever it might be, and we're not getting it. We're not getting what we really want this week, and it's feeling really dissatisfying. It's like, you might be offering this, but I'm not into it right now. And Hangman reverse says, when Hangman shows up reversed, you definitely need to take a pause and look at things from a different perspective. When I get him reversed, sometimes I get the sense that you are in a place of limbo where we're not looking at things the way that we should be. And we need to, take this pause, really look at things from a different perspective, rather than to fight it, rather than to fight, again, the one-sided perspective. I feel this week you guys might have a very cold and one-sided perspective about how you're feeling, and you need to reach out and connect to others here this week, especially with this as your advice here. Five of Pentacles reverse. You don't need to go through this alone. You don't need to feel left out. You do not need to feel stuck. You can get on the other side of this, is what the Five of Pentacles reverse says. You can move forward. You can connect. You're coming out of a period of loneliness, of feeling, again, very desolate, very... I don't know if you guys are in this weird self-punishment thing right now. You're feeling like you need to punish yourself for not working enough, for not getting to a certain point, or you're feeling in that kind of mindset. And Capricorns, let's be honest, you and Virgos and even Tauruses can really get into a negative self-deprecating place when we start focusing on material and what we haven't accumulated, what we haven't had success in, what we haven't been able to bring to reality. And you guys might be frustrated in those ways, or you might, again, be missing connection here and feeling really frustrated about the fact that this is all we can get right now, especially in terms of a love situation. But know that you can move out of this, but do not be afraid to ask for help. Do not be afraid to go for whatever it is that you need to. Don't be afraid to reach out and experience, even if you're not really into asking other people, for advice, etc. this week, I think it could really benefit you. Don't try to go through this whole thing alone. All right, so let's pull some oracle cards here. We're going to pull a Romance Angel, and then I'm actually going to pull a Stacey DeMarco Halloween Oracle today. What is going on over here? The tarot table is a bit of a mess here. All right, Capricorn, for love and romance. For deity, goddess of love, what do you want to tell us for Capricorns this week for their love situations? Ooh, what's popping out? Healing family issues. And with that Ten of Pentacles smack dab in your career for the career for the week here, I have to say that being the Ten of Pentacles, the Hangman reversed here, the Four of Cups, I do feel we need to heal some family issues that maybe we are looking at from one perspective here. So for some of you, this might not have a lot to do with love relationships this week, but we could be needing to do some work here and look at a different perspective, different side of a family issue, and heal a situation here. We might need to work through something where maybe we had trouble forgiving somebody, or we didn't want to admit that they were right, or I don't know what the situation is, but we need to come to grips. We need to come to a peace here, some type of peace here, and heal some issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents, as you forgive your family situation and work through that. So that's going to be really important for you guys to do, is forgiveness and working through it. And again, seeing this from another person's perspective, and maybe being that person to go forward to bridge this gap, to if you're waiting for that cup and it's not coming and you're not willing to do anything about it, it's time to look at it from a different perspective and maybe take some action there. Let's pull Stacey DeMarco Halloween Oracle for you guys, Capricorns. Ooh, I like that. And I think this is perfect for you guys. All right. Skull of Darkness, blind spots. We may not appreciate or like certain aspects of ourselves, and yet sometimes our greatest treasures lie within these areas. How many times have you heard of famous artists or people extremely successful in their fields being bullied for being so different? Yet it is their very differences from others that make them so powerful. Additionally, all of us at some stage of life have certain blind spots that may cause us grief and trouble. Although we cannot see the issue clearly, it is the repeated patterns of pain that may alert us to them, symptoms if you will. For example, the same things keep happening over and over again. We may be betrayed repeatedly, fail at something repeatedly, not complete tasks continually. Peace and pattern breaking can be achieved by doing the work and uncovering our blind spot, or even consulting trusted, close friends or professionals to assist us to see what we cannot. And that is a perfect message for you guys this week. I hope you enjoyed it. Do be sure to check out your weeklies and such for your other placements, especially your rising. And thank you guys so much for all of your support. Do make sure to subscribe, share the video. If you want to book a private reading, guys, all of that information is always right below in my description box. And again, I'm taking 20% off of all of my readings right now, just to help out during this whole pandemic global situation. Do check out Truly Divine. They are an incredible astrology and numerology service. They do analysis just for yourself, for your life path number. They also do compatibility analysis for numerology as well as astrology. And the astrology one was just like, I mean, they were both incredible, but I still am going back and reading it. I started rereading my own astrology analysis this past week again, and it's just incredible. So do check them out, guys. You can get 30% off with my code DQ30. You can use it as many times as you want. You don't just have to use it once. You can give it to as many friends. They can use it. So do take advantage of that. They're the best astrology and numerology analysis system I have ever used, and I get readings and I've had analysis done by people in person for astrology and numerology, and they just blow them all out of the water. So definitely check out their services. I'm really impressed by them, and I'm really happy I get to work with them. So check that out, guys. Make sure to subscribe, and have a wonderful and blessed week. Alrighty. Namaste.